Now students, we start our quest at looking at database and so on. So for us, we need to understand and establish first of all what is a database. I have an idea of that one. Two, we need to have an idea how to create a database file. And three, we want to transition into creating database tables. All right, so that is what I want to focus on today. So let's get to work. So let's just look at this now. A database. A database really is an organized collection of related data. All right, so what we're looking at is a situation wherein you have bits and pieces. Remember what data is? Most students look at this from grade 7 or even from primary school when you're just learning about data. Collection of facts, numbers, pictures, images, sounds. You know, whether those pictures be moving pictures or still pictures, doesn't matter, but simply a collection of stuff. Now, when you organize the data or you process it, you get information. So that database really, just imagine a database as in a warehouse, a storeroom, or so forth, storage closet, wherever that stores data, but in an organized manner. So that you can have it to make sense of it. That's what a database really is. So first of all, let's look at this. You have manual databases. These are the ones with the big filing cabinets with the folders where somebody pull the drawer and they search through, usually alphabetically, and they find your name, take out the hard copy of the documents, the forms that you fill out. That's a manual database. A computerized database, however, is one wherein it is all on computer. It is done via software. All right. So that is what we want to look at today. Computerized database, or we call a database management system. We'll get into some of this material about fields and records a little bit later. But let's start the quest of actually opening a database file. So the bottom left hand corner for me, where you have the start button or the Windows logo key, click on that, and then you might see access because I use it recently. You see it here as well. Or you can do the search area here and type in access, and usually will come up here. So you can open it from there as well. But tap on it anyway, and now the program opens. Now, if you notice, when you open a database for the first time, the first thing it asks is that you create a database. It doesn't open like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Publisher or Excel. We can just open and start to work. No, it's a very strict program. It's very rigid in how data is stored. So hence, if you remember those data validation issues that we used to speak about back in the day, presence check, format check, data type check, all of those things. This is what you're trying to make sure when you go through your database from the very beginning, from the structure, from the very foundation, you have it properly sorted out. So the program is open, and now click on the option that says blank database. For persons who are using Office 2007 or 2010, you may see this at the top most area, blank database, so a table-like thing, a grid little thing, little grid with columns and rows there. All right. So click blank database, and then it comes up now where you are asked to file the database, as in blank database. What name do you want to call it? Let us call this database. Let's say it's kindergartens. Kindergarten children. All right, let's just say that's what we're calling it, kindergarten children. And then this option here, this folder button here, you can click on it. What it does, you decide to tell the computer where you want to file the database. Usually it goes into the My Documents folder, but you can put it to the desktop if you wish. You can put it to a thumb drive, whichever drive you want from whichever location, or you can click up here as well. It's up to you, depending on where you want to file your database. For me, I'll put this on my desktop for the time being. All right, so kindergarten children, and then I click OK. Now when I click OK, that window comes off, and now I click create. So now I want to create a database. So far, all I've done, if you notice, I create a database file, created a database file called kindergarten children, and for my version of Office, which is 2019, Your versions might vary: 2016, 14, 12, 10. Up at the top area here, you'll notice it says kindergarten children. Give it the name of the database, and it comes up with a table automatically. Microsoft Word uses pages. PowerPoint uses slides. Spreadsheet uses sheets. All right, or a workbook. A workbook is the entire document or the entire file, but each page is called a sheet. All right, so here is our blank database. A database uses tables. All right, so this is our blank database right now, and to create a table, we click the create option here, and then go to the table section. Here mine is, if you're using 2007 or so forth, it may be more toward the middle, but here's where we have table design, and now we can start to create our tables. All right, so this is the first step in creating a database file. All right, then we're going to look at now as to how to create tables. I'm going to introduce this a little bit right now. All right, so we click table design. And let us say, for example, let us say these are what we call the field names now. Field name here, data type in the middle, and a description. If the descriptions are optional. So let's go now. Let's say the first thing we need about a child is, let's say, first name. First name. My fingers betrayed me here. So first name. If you notice, I don't put a space. I don't put any underscore. I don't put any special characters. Special characters sometimes will throw you off. It will mess up your database. So type the field names. The field names are the columns, and so on. You see what I'm talking about a little bit from this. So the first field name is first name. I press enter and go over to data type. Data types are very important. It specifies the kind of data that this field will hold. If you remember, going back to the same thing that we spoke about some time ago with data validation, such as data type check. You have numbers, you have words, you have format check, as in how the data should be laid out. For example, every email address goes the email name at the host site, so at Google, at Yahoo, at MSN.com. That's a format check. If you're writing dates, then you know that dates are formatted differently depending on where you live. It could be month, day, year, or day, month, year. All right, so those are important, and that's what you're setting up now. So, but for first name, we want it to be text. I have short text. Some persons will have text. I have long text here. You may have memo. Memo meaning you can type out a whole heap of data, a whole paragraph, if you will. Descriptions. For example, if you're a teacher, you would put comments here about how a child behaves, and so on. All right. Now I have number. Number speaks to anything you can quantify, you can enumerate, you are going to do calculations with. I have 10 marbles, you have 5. Together, we put them in a ring, it's 15. All right. So anything we want to quantify, do calculations with. You do not do calculation with text or memo. All right. As a matter of fact, you see text here. So down here, you have the field size of 255 characters. All right. I have large number. Most early database applications would not have large number, so I'll skip over that. It simply means a larger number. All right. Date and time, specifying about dates as opposed to regular numbers. A number as a date works differently from a regular number. We're counting 1 to 1 billion, trillion, whatever we want to count to. Counting from 1 all the way up. But if you're working with a date, for example, when you get to 30, chances are it is another month. Or depending on the month, it could be 28 or 29. Another example could be working with time. Every time you get to 60, it means 60 seconds make a minute. So you start back at 0 if you're doing seconds. Then 60 minutes make an hour. And then every 24 hours make a day. So depending on the configuration that you're working with, it could be every 24 make another one of something else, which is a day. Every 60 seconds make another minute. So you start back from 0 seconds, so start back from 0. So that is how it works. You count from 0 or 1 to 60 and cycle over again, depending. All right? Currency, anything that we can put monetary values to. Auto number, it means that in this particular record or this particular row or field, let's call it field, in this particular field, what would happen is the computer would automatically number each entry. All right? And then OLE, object linking and embedding, meaning that we can put pictures in these. Hyperlink, used for email addresses or any particular URL that once you click on it, it takes you to somewhere online. Attachments are similar to OLE, meaning you can attach a document. For example, you come to a school, you register, and they want your vaccination. Since vaccinations are a big thing now, so they want a copy of your vaccination card. So you can scan it and upload it into this area. Calculated field, we're going to come to this a bit when we're doing queries. All right, so it gives you a better idea of what calculated fields will be like. And lookup wizard creates a menu option like what we have here, a pull down menu option that you're going to look at as well. But that's maybe in the next session. All right, so I describe these to you. So next time now, we're going to go in and create some fields with this exact database, and then we'll continue from there. All right, guys, have a good day.